Everybody, I'm Elise. There's another truth here on YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I do appreciate the time that you have taken to listen to something that I have to say. This commentary only video will have very adult topic themes about abuse, sexual abuse, sex work, mental illness, betrayal, friendship, and so on. If these things are triggering for you, please leave this video and come back at another time. Now, I watched Trisha's response. I viewed it and I listened to it and watched it more than once. I did so that I can understand or have an idea of some of the timeline of some of these things that's going on. I'm still unclear about that. But as I'm going back and actually reviewing some things, it's becoming more clear to me. But like I said, everything here is just based on my opinion, my perspectives, and through my own experiences with instability and stuff like that. So just take it like that. So watching Trisha, one of the first things that struck me was how, her eloquence in it is there. I think like even when she had done some of her more, her I don't know, like I don't follow Trisha like that. I don't really respect the fact that she has, that she's been racist, that she's anti-Semitic and a lot of other things, or at least she's displayed those behaviors. And I have a great intolerance for that. I have a large intolerance for that. And I think while I appreciate that Trisha is really working hard on her mental illness, balancing her emotional regulation, it doesn't really erase the difficult position that she's put other people in with her own inappropriate behavior toward marginalized and targeted groups. I will not ever accept that or make excuses for that. And that is something in her journey of healing I hope that she can take full accountability for. Now, that doesn't mean that we also have to tolerate the kind of dangerous position she was put in by Colleen. Trisha is not a victim, a minor who's been victimized by Colleen. I don't think in this video she is centering herself as one. But she is, it seems, again, a victim of a type of abuse by somebody she called probably more of a casual friend than, not a casual friend, but maybe a work friend, or a strong acquaintance, or someone she's friendly with. Now, given Trisha's emotional instability, I would imagine it's very hard for her to distinguish who's a real friend and who isn't. And I think she put herself on the line for this person, and I don't know why. Because, in my opinion, this is my opinion, and this has nothing really to do with what Colleen has done to her and the position Colleen has put Trisha in. I think Colleen is an angry, jealous, self-centered person. And while Colleen might have a different level of clout, a different level of power, I think she's jealous of Trisha because Trisha's just herself. In all her glory and all her shittiness, but also somebody who has boundaries, someone who's not ashamed of their work, and not ashamed of their profession, not in that way or anything. That is how I see it. I don't think that. I think Colleen's body issues are Colleen's, has nothing to do with Trisha. And Colleen's own instability and disgusting behavior has nothing to do with Trisha. It seems from what Adam McIntyre has stated and Trisha Paytas has stated that Colleen had sent Adam nude or explicit photos of Trisha. So what Colleen essentially has done is taken Trisha's material, has disseminated it to different people. And of course, that's Trisha's work. This is what Trisha does for a living. There is no right to abuse sex workers. There is no reason to put sex workers in a position that they could be injured, that they could be associated with devious behavior, and so on. Sex workers are put in a lot of danger because it is perceived that their line of work doesn't command respect. I think sex workers should have all the rights anybody else has. Should not be abused, should not be maligned. Their work should be treated as a business transaction, and that there should be boundaries within that. And Colleen doesn't respect that. Colleen oftentimes makes fun of people who are sexual or over sexual. She does it when she portrays Miranda, when she is Miranda. I just call her Miranda Ballinger. And she often criticizes that and trying to mask her own sexual depravity in the process. And she tried to pin that on Trisha and put Trisha in a dangerous situation of sending those pics out, mocking her, having these parties. Colleen had also especially put Adam in danger, even though Adam himself in a video stated that he did participate in this, but he was 14 at the time. So Colleen was inviting a minor into this mockery party, or these mockery parties of Trisha, denigrating Trisha for her work as a sex worker and putting Adam in emotional and psychological danger. And he's a minor. This is the criminal lining to it, isn't it? I hope that Colleen is investigated for this. Colleen's piracy of Trisha's material, to use it against her, to involve a minor in it, putting people in danger, putting people's businesses in danger, well-being in danger, life in danger, psychological and well-being in danger. And so she has the fucking audacity to say that that very thing is happening to her when people are speaking out. The nerve of her. The nerve of her. I think this is one of the most diabolical things I have seen on here. But, the problem still remains that Trisha, I guess Adam had tried to reach out to her. Now, I don't know when Trisha became aware of these things. Adam said that he tried to reach out to her before about it. She probably had blocked him when she got wind of things, or saw him in a certain way. I mean, he was a kid, so she probably blocked him out because he was a kid. I don't exactly know when Adam came forth with these things. I think she might have mentioned it in the video, but that part I don't remember, but that could have been why. But I could be wrong. Adam did reach out in a video that he did yesterday from his hotel room in Disney in California. So, he went to Disney. He's in LA, so he's at a hotel in LA, and he did do this video addressing Trisha Paytas' response. And I thought it was a professional and reasonable response. And I think, Adam could have been a lot angrier at Trisha for not speaking out. Now, and Trisha should have spoken out about Colleen a long time ago. Whenever she became aware of these things, that's when she should have distanced herself, in my opinion. Trisha hasn't really done well with boundaries, obviously, and I think, given her emotional stability and some of her character issues, I think that she was inclined not to do it right away because she probably thought it might be more impactful on her situation. Of course, I don't approve of that. I think any issue that comes up regarding a minor should be addressed right away. And I'm not sure why Trisha would still feel any sense of loyalty or care, connection with Colleen, when Colleen's foundation is crumbling from under her. and that there are all these allegations still around about Colleen through all this time. I don't know what Trisha was thinking at all. And then doing a podcast with this person. And it's quite, I understand why Trisha might not have picked up on all the joke and snark that Colleen has done about her in front of her. And, I think Colleen's whole shtick was to make fun of everybody who she thought betrayed her, who was in competition with her. She's angry because of some unmet emotional needs, because of some stuff that's happened to her. And that's been her whole shtick. It's not comedic relief. It's not therapy. It's been about taking revenge on people for whatever reason. Colleen doesn't like people. She doesn't like people. She doesn't like other people's children. I don't even think Colleen likes herself. I think all that self-preservation has a lot to do with greed, but I don't think it has really to do with having that self-love, that real self-love that allows you to take responsibility for yourself and for what you've done for others. That self-love where you give yourself time to heal, give yourself patience, stop engaging in these behaviors that are self-destructive, that is destructive on other people. I think that, Colleen does not have that. And I think Trisha is finding that. I think she's finding that. I'm not saying that sex workers don't have self-love or self-respect. That is not what I'm saying. There are many different reasons why people do sex work. That is something that Colleen should have respected as an alleged friend. And I think Colleen is probably jealous of the fact that even though Trisha has done this, Trisha has had a child and has, in many ways, a better situation than Colleen. But Colleen still looks down on her. Now, again, this is not to excuse Trisha for the stuff, for the targeting she's done against certain community members. And in time, I really hope that Trisha comes out with some level of taking accountability for that, because I think I think that she owes it to those people. I think she owes it to herself. And it's not going to make it go away. It's not going to make people's pain go away. And it's not up to me to decide to forgive her. Um, but I find that kind of behavior abhorrent, low level, and many of the stuff that she said Colleen engaged in by body shaming her and especially spreading her material around where minors could access it. I hope Trisha understands that in her journey of healing and growing up, becoming mature, becoming responsible. But again, what Colleen did to Trisha was absolutely, absolutely horrendous. And I think Trisha has the right to come forth. And Trisha may not have handled this as maturely as people might think, because she may not have taken full accountability for everything, but it's a start. Again, it's not up to me to forgive. It's not up to me to make excuses for Trisha. But what happened to Trisha put Trisha in a very dangerous situation. I don't think anybody really understands the gravity of this in Trisha's world or in Colleen's world. I don't think that doing that to Trisha, to hurt a minor, and doing that to Adam. So Colleen inadvertently involved Trisha in this to hurt Adam, to injure Adam, to put Adam in a certain position, to make Trisha look like um, something else in this, if you know what I mean. It's just unbelievably diabolical how much projection Colleen engages in with any of these relationships of hers, and plots and puts plots against people and puts people in these dangerous situations. I do think that Trisha's eloquence in this video was much appreciated because it allowed me to hear things. She had great difficulty looking in the mirror, not in the mirror, looking in the camera. I think there was probably a lot more she wanted to say. It's hard for somebody with her mental illnesses, her character issues, her personality disorder, and emotional instability to grapple with this and to process it. And I think under the circumstances, she did well. And I think she should look at all of her options with this situation with Colleen, if you know what I mean, where she can find some level of justice, or she continues on her healing journey and making amends and taking accountability and loving herself more and more through the process in the right way. I wish that for Trisha, at least that. And I think what happened to Trisha, I think what happened to Adam in this inappropriate exchange was absolutely horrendous. What Colleen did was absolutely horrendous. It was illegal. And it was diabolical. And Colleen, in all of her sex-shaming glory, is the biggest projector on the planet.